Triss could not help Geralt, yet she did direct him to Corrine Tilly, an Oniromancer and an expert at finding the lost and the missing. Guided by Corrine Tilly, the Witcher had a dream. In it, Ciri and I, the bard Dandelion, were reunited. Geralt now knew that to find Ciri, he would first need to find his dear old friend.
Hello everyone, Richard back. Let's continue the story. Let's go talk to Zoltan.
Not a freak.
It's pretty funny how much experience you get for just talking to people. And then, like, you can go hours and barely get a level. And you could do, like, a bunch of other things in the game that are complicated and get very little experience. That was not, well thought out by the developers.
It's everywhere. I see it all around.
What the hell?
Moonrise cheeks, you're a bigger rat picker than me. Guards! Just wait. They'll drag you away in shackles.
Why were they aggressive? I don't even think I've interacted with Whoreson's men. Huh. Why was everyone screaming? They weren't bandits.
Final fire. Father of all, hear my prayer. Well, Prince Proximo thinks a pack of pickled pickles.
Hey, there are mouse droppings in this bread. Droppings, my eye. Why do they smell like shit? Oh, am I to know? Perhaps your hands need washing.
That's hilarious. I've never heard that dialogue before.
My, what a freak. Your drink. Clear, I think.
Yeah, I gotta figure out... Oh god, no. That was... Gotta figure out how... to... Is there anything here? Apparently not. Yeah, if you try to navigate the city without constantly looking at the map, you're gonna run into problems. Here's the inn.
How are you keeping, Bobby? Monsieur Sultan, you old bum? What's this? Haven't even drunk her water? Naughty bound. Now repeat. Savor
Fuck.
crackers.
Letter from a female admirer. The thrust of your hypnotic gaze left my visage red and hot. The whole world suddenly set to spinning in a whirlwind of oblivion, and I plunged into purest ecstasy, imbibing its nectar, the music, the singing, you. For that one brief moment, I felt as if I were the lute you so skillfully strummed and wanted nothing more than for you to put your dexterous digits on my soul's yearning chords. That's really good. Dandelion's a player. I need to deposit, yeah, I need to get rid of... Where are they? I should sell that, or not sell it. There we go. Yeah, I can start to... These guys weigh a lot, so... Let's get some space. That's probably like 3,000 gold. Yeah, I got space now.
Ah, you're back! You met Poppy? You want to start talking any day now.
That Field Marshal Duda's replacement? The Marshal was a parrot, you do remember, right? Where'd you get her?
At auction. Some mage's estate went under the hammer. Witch hunters and the Eternal Fire joined forces, staked out his place and rounded the sorry sap up, put his things up for sale. Happened to be passing by and saw this out. Came with her own cage.
How could you resist?
Couldn't they? It weren't possible. Ah, but dandelions what matters now. So, how'd you do? Learn much?
Tell me what you've got first.
A few bruises and a torn doublet. Otherwise, no much a note. He wasn't staying with any of them. Not seen hide nor hair of him in ages. All I learned was a few of Dandelion's pick-up lines. Dubious worth.
Let's hear him. I'm all ears.
I know how he wooed a lass studying natural history. Asked her about the habits of trolls. You know where he went with the cook from the Passiflora? The Oxenford-Novigrad Road, which is just now being repaired. He had us there for hours as labourers crushed boulders into cobblestones. Tried to pass it off as a romantic outing. I don't know about human woman, but that would bore her to her last to tears. He's growing old, that poet of ours.
Maybe. Or maybe he did all that for a reason.
Sounds like you found something out.
Women on my list hadn't seen Dandelion in a while. All claimed he had been acting strange. Also mentioned he'd been seeing someone else. Thing is, Mystery Woman wasn't on my list.
What's she supposedly like, this lass?
Blonde, from Kovir. The Troberids, apparently, named Kalinetta or something like that.
That makes it clear as crystal. It's Priscilla. Aye. Must be her.
Who's this Priscilla?
A Troberids, like you said. Quite popular of late. Picture Dandelion with a pair of tits and you've got the general idea.
Interesting image. So how'd Dandelion handle meeting his female double?
I think he fell in love.
What can I say? Could be he finally met his match.
She's his match, all right. Maybe more. Laddie's head's on fire. Lassie's got him whirling.
All right. Guess we gotta talk to her.
Priscilla works for the Mummers troupe. Reynard and the Foxen. Whenever they're in town, she performs nightly at the Kingfisher.
Mean we've been sentenced to an evening of poetry?
Must you always? This'll be true poetry, Geralt. You'll see.
Zoltan.
Geralt!
Oh, here we go.
Novigrad doesn't seem like a safe place anymore. What's keeping you here?
I was keen on starting my own enterprise, but nothing came of it. Nevertheless, I took on some debt. Got to pay I'd like to blame it on the war or human treachery, but the truth is, I've got my own thick skull to blame. Rather not dwell on it, Geralt, if you don't mind.
Saw burning pyres when I arrived in Novigrad.
Yes, Alicia Corey, a sorceress that was. The crowd came for the other one that day. And Doppler, crafty wee bugger who'd spent years masquerading as Chappelle, commander of the Temple Guard. It was Caleb Menge who exposed him, executed him, and promptly took his post.
Met that Doppler years ago, just after he'd assumed Chappelle's identity and form. Wasn't all that surprised when the Church of the Eternal Fire turned tolerant to freaks, opened up a bit to magic and mages.
Well, that's all changed now. Every mage who came here seeking refuge is now caught in it.
Round of Gwent?
I never refuse.
Let's play.
I will play with Scoia'tael. I think I'm going to remove a decoy. Make the deck a bit tighter. I will go first. Okay, I got a lot of recovery. What to do here? I mean, I do have the ability to res 3 units. Is Scorch going to be helpful? He might have Velen Tretmirth. I really don't know what to do. He can't Scorch me. Okay. I'm really tempted to Scorch now. I think you'll pass. I don't think I'm going to get a lot of use out of fighting Frost, so... Does he have a Scorch? He might have a Scorch. I want to wait. I want to see what he does. Ah, I got it. I won on even, which is what I wanted. And now I can pass. So I will be up a card in the final round. And I go second. I do have to worry about Bella Tretmirth, but I have this guy. Wow, you can have 2 of those? It dawns on them once they notice my scar, a realization of imminent death. How do you have 2 of those? Oh my god, I barely won. Okay. Wow, that was a tough round. But being up a card was how I won.
Seems I won.
Right fucking shock, given your frankly amateur deck. Here, take this card. You need it. You can do well to fix your collection. It's downright porous. Don't need you bringing the shame of the dandelion for that. You might skim something off your mate Roach. He's said to have good cards, that one.
Gwent Old Pals. Gwent is played for pleasure, a pleasure that is highest when playing in good company, and the best company of all is that of old and true friends. Geralt thus sought out some of his longtime companions for a hand or 2 of Gwent, and a chance to win powerful cards from each of them. Do I have anything else? Ethna. Okay.
Nice talking to you, Zoltan. See you later.
Ethna. I think I need that card. Oh yeah. The Dryad Queen has eyes of molten silver and a heart of cold forged steel. I need some higher level cards. I really don't need a bunch of melee cards. Oh. Kingfisher Inn.
Hey, pretty boy. What do I gotta do to get a lovely palate like yours?
Wanna dip your dingle?
I wanna dip your dingle. I love it. I love the background commentary.
I bloody well told him not to stick his arse where it don't belong.
Let me go talk to this guy. Where is he? Apparently, he is not around.
Oh, he's a war veteran. Spare me, crown.
Duty calls.
Oh, God. The Reaper's come for me.
The whole game. Here already. Come on, let's find some arse rests. Should start soon.
These scars long have yearned for your tender caress, to bind our fortunes. Damn what the stars own. Rend my heart open, then your love profess, a winding, weaving fate to which we both atone. You flee, my dream come the morning. Your scent, berries tart, lilac sweet. To dream, raven locks and twisted, stormy, of violet eyes, glistening as you weep. The wolf I will follow into the storm, to find your heart, its passion displaced by our ever-growing, hardening into stone, amidst the cold to hold you in a heated embrace. You flee, my dream come the morning, your scent, berries tart, lilac sweet. To dream of raven locks and twisted, stormy, of violet eyes, glistening as you weep. I know not if fate would have us live as one, or if by love's blind chance we've been bound. The wish I whispered when it all began, did it forge a love you might never have found? You flee, my dream come the morning, your scent, berries tart, lilac sweet. To dream of raven locks and twisted, stormy, of violet eyes, glistening as you weep.
I know him! 'Twas him murdered some Temerian boys back at White Orchard.
Silence! Come to hear music.
A murderer? There's a war on. Some die.
Oh, please, argue this out elsewhere.
Squabbles and rows again. And I was told this was a decent establishment.
If I no get out, he risked his noggin to save someone else's ass.
Save, you say? He murdered folk.
Don't let him provoke you.
There's the door. Settle this outside.
Come.
I wish to listen to music. Music!
Cultural capital of the world? The fuck it is.
Permits me to introduce this here's Priscilla, known also as Calinetta. as lovely as she is talented. And this?
Is Geralt of Rivia, I know. Dandelion's told me a great deal about you, and I've listened with bated breath. Don't be surprised. After all, doubt I could think of a more fitting subject for a ballad than a witch's love for a sorceress. Or should I say, sorceresses.
I love the scene. That was my favorite. That's one of my favorite scenes in The Witcher 3. It's beautiful music. You got people making out. You see the King of Beggars in the background watching it. You see Zoltan fully absorbed in the song. Then you have the end of this. What what happened at White Orchard comes back to bite you in the butt in this tavern. And I love all the snide commentary.
Seems Dandelion was meticulous in telling my story, down to personal and insignificant details. Did he offer anything about himself, like where he was going?
Splendid. Very funny, truly. So, see you later. Not here. Come with me.
There a reason for all this sneaking around?
An excellent one. When last I saw Dandelion, he told me he was planning a heist. Siggy Reuben's vault.
Cheat up.
And I've not seen him since.
Dandelion breaking into a vault. I'd sooner expect him to choose a life of celibacy.
True. Forgot to pay for his wine at the Passaflora once. And made awake the next 3 nights worrying about it.
Any idea what got into him? He have debts he needed to pay off?
Claimed he was helping someone. Urgent matter that couldn't wait, he said.
This someone, Dandelion mentioned their name?
No. But if I know Dandelion, it's her name he failed to mention. As he failed to mention her slender waist and ample bosom.
Reuben. What's he like?
Tall, fat, dangerous as hell.
Limp in his gait. Left leg.
Sounds like a lame rock troll.
If trolls were devilishly intelligent and had a flair for crime, yeah, I'd agree.
I actually like Reuven, and he's going to be in the Season 2 of Witcher 3, so you're going to see why I like him, and why I think it'll be a lot of fun to have him in the Witcher series.
Let me guess. Attempted heist was a failure.
Well, he's not driven up in a gilded carriage laden with jewels, so I should think so. I've asked after him everywhere, but it seems an army of tongue-stealing cats has overrun the city. I learned only that he raised a ruckus at Whoreson Jr.'s lair. Then Whoreson's men chased him all over town.
Whoreson Jr. Doesn't ring a bell.
Biggest prick in Novigrad.
Got it. You're not a fan. But what did he do to you?
Try the whole town. He's one of 4 bosses who control the city's underworld. The others being Siggy Reuben, Carlo the Cleaver Varese, and the King of Beggars.
The rascal. At least he didn't cross the church as well. Bring that venerable institution into it. We'd be in deep then.
Damn it. Hope Dandelion gets out of this alive.
And in one piece. Know what they do to bards? Break their fingers, tear out their tongues. Or both.
Relax. I'll get him out of this. Gotta talk to this Whoreson first. And Siggy Reuben. Know where I might find them?
I don't know about Whoreson, but Reuben runs a bathhouse. Careful, though. He's a dangerous character.
So am I.
I don't doubt it. But Dandelion's not. I beg you to hurry. Let me know as soon as you learn anything.
Oh, is Broken Flowers... Yeah, okay. Let's read the completed Broken Flowers quest. Alas, fate had raised his hopes only to dash them cruelly back to the ground. Geralt did not find me at my proprietorship. His despair was partially lifted when he came across our old friend Zoltan Chevet. But the dwarf had just returned from a long journey and knew nothing of my fate or that of Ciri. Concern wrinkling his brow, Zoltan helped Geralt search every corner of the establishment for clues about where I might be. Other than a few triflings, all they found was a planner containing notes about the woman I had met with in the days prior to my disappearance. They divided the names between them and ventured into the city to find the woman and ask what they knew. Geralt conversed with the ladies whose company I had recently graced, though each had fond memories of these encounters, none where I might be now. Geralt gleaned from their stories that there was one person who might know more, a famous and talented Troberits named Priscilla. It so happened this ravishing starlet was still in town and performing every night at the King's Fisher Inn. Like it or not, the Witcher was in for an evening of fine culture, at the end of which he hoped to take the artist aside for a serious chat. Priscilla told Geralt about the ruckus I had supposedly raised at Whoreson Jr.'s headquarters, and that I had been planning to rob treasure from Siggy Reuven, a man better known to Geralt as Sigismund Dijkstra. A former head of Verdanian intelligence, Geralt now realized I was up to the proverbial creek in a leaky boat without a paddle, surrounded by man-eating crocodiles, and he would have to swim to my rescue. Oh, we have a new quest. Get Junior. Thanks to the lovely Priscilla, Geralt now knew Ciri and I had struck a deal with Whoreson Jr., one of the big four bosses of the Novigrad underworld. It seemed a simple matter of finding Whoreson, having a chat, and getting out of him where to look for me, but in the Novigrad of the time, nothing was simple and nothing was as it seemed. No kidding. And characters. Priscilla. As a poet and romantic, I have immortalized in flowery verse the charms, both corporeal and spiritual, of many women. Yet when I open my mouth to sing the praises of Priscilla, I find, hard as this might be to conceive, that my throat constricts, words turn to meal in my mouth, and all the elaborate turns of speech seem artificial and empty when compared to the natural beauty, talent, sensitivity, and intellect nature has bestowed her. Priscilla, or Carlonata, the stage name under which she gained artistic renown, was around the time of our story's beginning, enjoying the last stop of her triumphal tour of concerts that had taken her from the sumptuous courts of Alan Exeter and Pont Vanus through Tredegor and Calf, finally bringing her to the glorious city of Novigrad. Whoreson Jr. Cyprian Wiley the Younger was one of Novigrad's most dangerous criminals. He had inherited his father's casinos, fighting ring, and brothels, as well as the old man's sadistic tendencies, ruthlessness, and lack of scruples. These traits had made the moniker Whoreson something of a family heirloom for his powerful criminal clan. Having learned of my disappearance, Geralt dropped everything to find out what had become of me, though at first he suspected the cause of my trouble lay in my many and turbulent affairs of the heart. He later determined that I had strayed into a life of crime, seeking to steal treasure belonging to one of the leaders of Novigrad's underworld. Indeed.
Well, bugger all to do here. Heading back to the Rosemary. Got Poppy to feed. And then I suppose I'll wait. See if our warbler don't come home on his own. Take care now.
Oh, and I gained a level. Oh, a slot. Okay. I think this is a good time to read about stuff. So, muscle memory. Fast attack damage increased by 25%, adrenaline point gain plus 5. So adrenaline point can be used to do special attacks and other things. But that 25% damage increase is why I got it. Next up is Precise Blows. Increases chance of landing a fast attack critical hit by 2%, and fast attack critical hit damage by 15%. That could be good. Whirl, spinning attack that strikes all foes in the surrounding area. Maintaining the attack consumes stamina and adrenaline. Whirl is very common in a lot of builds in The Witcher, but I am not going to get it. Crippling Strikes. Fast attacks now also apply a bleeding effect. Affected enemies lose 25 vitality or essence points per second. That looks really good. So, strong attack is the same as fast attack, but it's just all strong attack effects. Crushing Blows increases the critical strike hit chance by 2%. That looks really good. But I don't know if I want to get more. Ren deals additional damage in proportion to the stamina consumed, ignores enemy defenses, increases critical hit chance by 10%. Adrenaline points increase total damage by 33. That could be used in a bear build. I don't know if I'll do that. Sunder Armor reduces enemy damage resistance by 5%. That could be really good. We are under Defense. Deflect arrows while parrying. That's pretty cool. Damage from hits received while dodging is reduced by 20%. After a successful counterattack, the next attack deals plus 30% damage per skill level. Each adrenaline point adds 1% to the chance of killing an opponent instantly. This effect cannot be triggered more than once every 15 seconds. That's really interesting, but I don't think I need any of it. I don't see many people use this tree. The next tree is Marksmanship. Time slowed by additional 15% while aiming the crossbow. Each bolt that hits its target adds 0.04 adrenaline points. Anatomical Knowledge increases crossbow critical hit chance by 5%. Critical hits dealt with the crossbow disable monster special abilities for 5 seconds. Again, this tree doesn't look that great. Battle Trance. Adrenaline point loss upon taking damage is lowered by 20%. Undying. When Vitality reaches 0, it will be restored with a bonus of 100%. Requires at least 1 adrenaline point, which will be consumed. This is what's been bailing me out from dying a lot, and I will continue to use it. Razor Focus. Instantly gain 1 adrenaline point when entering combat. The adrenaline points generated by sword blows are increased by 5%. When casting a sign, 3 adrenaline points will be consumed to upgrade the sign to the highest level and increase sign intensity by 25%. That looks really good, but I would have to put 20 points. I don't know if I want to do that. Let's move over to the next tree. Signs. Far-reaching Ard increases Ard range by 3 yards. You've already seen me use this to great effect against flying creatures. Next, Ard Sweep. Ard strikes all opponents in a certain radius, but this is alternative sign mode, which means I hold down the sign key. I think I will start using that more, just to practice with it. Ard Intensity increases Ard Intensity by 5%. Shockwave. Ard now deals 40 damage. So, especially if you're in a crowd, Ard could be really good. Igni. Most people get a lot of Igni, but it's a little overpowered, so I don't. Damage dealt by Igni permanently weakens enemy armor. Effect scales with sign intensity up to a maximum of 15%. So Igni is already extremely overpowered, and with Melt Armor, it's insane. Which is why it's part of why it's overpowered. Fire Stream. Alternative sign mode emits a continuous stream of fire that damages enemies. Yeah, so there's a lot of people that just walk around as fire mages and KO almost everything. You can increase Igni intensity, increase the chance to apply burning by 20%. That's extremely overpowered. As a pyromaniac, you're almost unstoppable. Yurden. Increases sign duration by 10 seconds. Number of alternative mode charges, 9. Number of standard mode traps, 2. So, I like Sustained Glyphs because I can add more than 1 Yurden trap, which increases the radius that I can deal with a lot of monsters. It's great for fast enemies and specters. Magic Trap. Damages and slow enemies within a 10-yard radius. Destroys projectiles passing through this area. I am tempted to use this when fighting humans. If I hold Yurden down, then people can't fire bolts at me. But I don't know if I really want it. You can increase the Yurden intensity. Enemies under the influence of Yurden lose 10 points of vitality or essence per second. This is what I really want. Points in branch needed to unlock. I have 11. So, I'm a ways away from getting that. Exploding Shield. This is under Quen Sign. Quen Shield pushes opponent back when it breaks. Creates an active shield. Maintaining and blocking attack drains stamina. Damage absorbed by the shield restores player vitality. Increases Quen intensity. Reflects 5% of absorbed damage back to the attacker. So some people play with the Quen build, which is extremely overpowered. Quen is already extremely overpowered. And as you can see in my playthrough, I try really, really hard not to use it. If I get a bestiary entry that says you should use Quen, then I will use Quen. And there might be a few boss fights I'll use it. Axii Sign. Target does not move towards Geralt while he's casting Axii. Increases the effectiveness of Axii in dialogues. Reduces Axii casting time. Failed Axii attempt stagger the target. Yeah, I really like this one. I'm using it for dialogue mostly, but I will probably, at some point, I will replan my tree because I don't think I need this after Skellige. Puppet. Target enemy briefly becomes an ally and deals 20% more damage. Increase Axii intensity. 2 opponents can be influenced by Axii at the same time. The effect is 50% weaker. So there are Axii builds out there. It's pretty rare. Not my cup of tea. And I think I want... I can't even get that. I think I'm going to try this. I'm going to mess around with alternative Yurden, and we'll see if I can squeeze some more value. And I need 16 more points in this tree. Wow. So that's like 11 more levels. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to get this high-end stuff until probably part 2. Well, let's look at alchemy. Alchemy is overpowered. Brewing. Increased potion overdose threshold from 75% to 80%. So you can put all your points in this and you'll never hit your overdose threshold. So what that means is if I'm 75% toxified, then I start getting poisoned. And if you're planning to play a really intense alchemy build, you're going to be drinking a lot of potions. You're going to see me probably slowly start using more potions and stuff, but we're not at that point yet. Next, refreshment. Each potion dose imbibed heals 5% of maximum vitality. So if you max this out, every single time I drink a potion, I get 25% vitality restored. It is extremely overpowered. The second time I played this game, I did a fast attack alchemy build, and I was using a lot of alchemy trees, and I was extremely overpowered. Delayed recovery. Poison effects don't wear off until potion toxicity falls to 90% of the maximum level. You might use this if you plan on constantly being overdosed with toxicity. That way you keep those positive potion effects. I don't know of anyone that uses it. I've never used it, but it's interesting. Side effects. Imbibing a potion gives a 20% chance of activating the effects of another randomly selected potion without additional toxicity costs. That is insane. Very risky, I guess, but just insane. You'll have a 100% chance of, if you put all your points in this, you'd have a 100% chance that if you would take a potion, another potion activates. So that's wild. This is oil preparation. This is an overpowered tree. Oil applied to blades gives a 3% chance of poisoning the target on each hit. This chance is greater the higher the level of oil used. I often like to play with this tree, but it is so overpowered. 15% chance of poison, plus all those other benefits from your weapons. You're constantly poisoning everything, and it really drains their health quick. So I purposely didn't go into this tree because I didn't want to be that overpowered. The next one, protective coating. Adds 5% protection against attacks from the monster type of the oil targets. So if you put all your points in here, you take 25% less damage if you've got the right oil for that monster type. You take 25% less damage. It's insanely overpowered. Even on Death March, once you're at the point where you're in this far, you're extremely strong. I can vouch for that. Fixative. Blade oils now have 33% more charges. This is overpowered because because now you don't have to... Well, it's not that overpowered, but now you don't have to refresh the coating on your blade when you put an oil on it. So it'll last for pretty much any given fight. And then we've got Hunter Instinct. When adrenaline points are at their maximum, critical hit damage against the target enemy type is increased by 20%. That's pretty easy to do as well. Next, we've got Bomb Creation. Study aim. Time is slow to further 15% while aiming bombs. I don't use bombs all that much, but I think for certain enemy types I should. Like, you saw me starting to use Moon Dust Bomb, and it made the Spectre fights go a lot more easily. But you can really invest into bombs and do a lot of damage. Pyrotechnics. All bombs, even those that usually do not inflict damage, now deal plus 30 damage in addition to their normal effects. So that's overpowered. Efficiency. Increases the maximum number of bombs in each slot by 1. That's insane. Cluster bombs. Upon detonation, bombs separate into explosive fragments. Number of fragments too, so that goes up. So you could make a bomb build and bomb the hell out of clusters of enemies and just rage stomp them. Let's see what's next. Mutation. Next, acquired tolerance. Every known level 1 alchemy formula increases maximum toxicity by 1. This is extremely overpowered. Your default maximum toxicity is 100, and you can get this to be over 300. So you could drink like 3 decoctions in a potion and not be poisoned. It's actually insane. If you start doing the alchemy tree, you're an unstoppable killing machine. Tissue transmutation. When consumed, mutagen decoction increases maximum vitality by 200 for decoction's effective duration. So I think this goes up to 1,000. So you can get 1,000 health if you go all the way into this. And I don't know how much health I have right now, but 1,000 health is actually a fair amount. Synergy increases bonus for mutagen placed in mutagen slot by 10%. That is insane. Adaptation extends effective duration of all mutagen decoctions by 10%. That's also crazy. Trial of the Grasses. Frenzy. If toxicity is above 0, time automatically slows when an enemy is about to perform a counterattack. That can help dealing with counterattacks. I think it's one of the weakest things in the alchemy tree, though. Endure Pain increases maximum vitality by 10% when toxicity exceeds the safe threshold. Not that impressive. Fast metabolism. Toxicity drops 1 point per second faster. Not very impressive. Killing Spree. If toxicity is above 0, each opponent killed increases critical hit chance by 10%. The duration of that fight. That could be pretty powerful, but again, not as impressive as the other branches. And then we've got General. Sun and Stars. During the day, vitality regenerates by an additional 10 points per second when not in combat. At night, stamina regenerates by an additional 1 point per second during combat. Not that useful. It's nice in White Orchard, and then after that, not that helpful. Steady Shot. Crossbow bolt deals 25% more damage. If you're doing a crossbow build, you definitely want that. Metabolism boost. If available, adrenaline points will be consumed to reduce the toxicity cost of drinking potions by 33% per point. Does not affect mutagen decoctions. Wow. So if you're full up on adrenaline points, you can reduce the toxicity cost of a potion by 100%. That's ridiculous. Gorge on Power. The bonus from a place of power lasts indefinitely, but only one such bonus can be active at a time. You know, there might be weird circumstances where that's nice, but I don't think it's that great. Survival Instinct increases maximum vitality by 500. Useful in White Orchard, not useful by level 7 or 8, I think. Rage Management. If your current stamina level is too low, Science can be cast using adrenaline points. That is very useful for a spellcaster. I would consider getting it, but I think it's a little overpowered. Trick Shot. You can shoot one additional bolt before you must reload. That would be really useful. Gourmet. Eating food regenerates vitality for 20 minutes. That's insane. Cat School Techniques. Each piece of light armor increases critical hit damage by 25% and fast attack damage by 5%. So, if you've got 4 pieces of the cat armor, fast attack damage is up by 20%, and critical hit damage, if you crit, it basically doubles. So, this is something that I think I got when I did my fast attack alchemy build, and it was insanely overpowered. So, again, I'm not going to get it. Adrenaline Burst increases adrenaline generation by 5%. Using Science now generates adrenaline points. That sounds crazy. There might be a hybrid build where that's super useful. Advanced Pyrotechnics. Damage dealt by a bomb's explosion generates 0.1 adrenaline points. There might be a way to use that in a bomb build, but I don't know if people use it much. In combat fires. You ignore bomb and special bolt effects. Don't know people that ever get that. Doesn't seem particularly useful. Griffin School Techniques. Each piece of medium armor increases sign intensity by 5% and stamina regeneration by 5%. I could get this, but it just makes my signs even more overpowered, and I'm going to step away from that. Adrenaline Points increases both weapon damage and sign intensity. Battle Frenzy. Instead of its previous effect, Battle Trance now increases critical hit chance by 8% per adrenaline point. Probably really good for bear armor. Or School of the Bear. Or heavy heavy hits. Heavy artillery. Bomb damage is increased by 200%, but the number of bombs and slots is decreased by 50%. This does not apply to bombs which deal no damage. That sounds a little overpowered, combined with some things in the alchemy tree. Bear School techniques. Each piece of heavy armor increases maximum vitality by 5%, and strong attack damage by 5%. Yeah, I would, if you're doing a heavy armor build, this is probably really nice to have. I was considering it, I don't know yet. Sorry, someone's calling me at the moment. So next is metabolic control, increases maximum toxicity by 30 points. This is definitely nice for a heavy alchemy build. And then strong back, maximum inventory weight is increased by 60. This is really nice for hoarders. I don't think I need it though. Attack is the best defense. Each defensive action generates adrenaline points, parries 0.1 points, counterattacks 0.4, dodges 0.3, rolls 0.2. Cannot be activated more than once every 5 seconds. I don't know what that would be used for. Maybe for really finessed fighting. But I think my plan... The Kingfisher Inn proudly invites you to nightly performance by Priscilla de Colada, guaranteed to tug every heartstring. I think my plan is to do heavy armor with signs, but I'm not sure. Get Junior. Yeah. Is there anything else in here? Letter to Dandelion. My dearest Dandelion, since you told me of your plan to rob the city's kings of crime, I can think of nothing else. Several times I've wished to talk to you, to drive this mad notion from your head, but you're never at the Rosemary in time when I visit. I hope the lesser evil is true and you are busy preparing for the heist and not avoiding me. I want to believe that this entire matter is about something more than mere gold and midlife hunger for adventure, but either way, I would much prefer you abandon it. Surely you can find another way to solve your old friend's problem. We both know quite a few folk in Novigrad, many of whom owe us favors. Perhaps it's time to call them in. Think it over before you get in too deep. So, yeah, Dandelion's in a lot of trouble.
Did you see those poor wretches who fled Bellum?
I think... This is a huge inn.
Do you seek to get
If I was seeking to get you drunk, madame, we would not be drinking Côte de Blessure.
Why ever not?
It's too expensive.
Good point.
Sleep.
Your fathers will do anything to distract folk from their true problems.
I'm signing up. Stakes are going to be high. Could be a life-changing fortune.
All I know is that when they dangle a fortune to win before you, it's even easier to lose.
Yep.
Alright.
Okay. What was I doing? Go to the bathhouse. Apparently it's not very far.
What's the rush? Move on.
Anybody there? Open up.
What's the fuss? The bathhouse is closed.
Need to talk to the owner. I know he's here.
I'm not sure that matters, as he's terribly busy.
Busy? With what?
Entertaining important guests.
In that case, tell him there's another one at the door. Geralt of Rivia. And I'm not leaving till I see him.
Very well, I shall try. Please wait.
Sigurd cordially invites you to join him. I'm happy.
I love how they're playing Lord of the Rings music in the background. Ah, it's so good.
The meeting is in the baths. We will pass through the dressing room so you can leave your clothes.
Let's go.
Your equipment will be safe.
We're gonna see a naked Geralt, apparently.
Splendid. Siggy Reuven awaits in the next room.
Hello.
Hey, Whitehair. Nice fun you have. You were right. He doesn't blush.
Lots of naked people.
Junio cut off his hand, then ordered them to shove it up the corpse's arse. And then he sent the body back, offering a hand extended.
God, the writing. Yeah.
Love bigger. He's more like a horse.
Clear that you've not seen Reuven.
Gudrun calls it. Does it loop back on itself?
My God.
Uh-huh.
He's a eunuch, apparently.
Easy, Cleaver.
Whoreson Junior's a dead man. I'll have my scribe send you a notice.
You don't have a scribe. And we'll eliminate Junior when, and only when, all of us say aye. Reuven, your guest.
Why the fuck you let him in here? Because I want to talk to him. This is Geralt of Rivia.
Good to see you again.
As always, I'm out of the swiving loop. Who the fuck are you?
Think I'll let your host introduce me.
He's a witcher. The very one who first foiled an attempt on Foltest's life, and then killed that monarch.
Allegedly. But I didn't kill Foltest. And hello to you too, Dijkstra, Reuven, whatever they call you these days.
Last we met, Geralt thrashed me silly and crushed my ankle. I really wonder what he's got in store this time.
Got intruders. Someone just snuck inside the bathhouse. Several men.
What the fuck's he on about? Ploughing fortune teller?
Assassins! Please, no!
Bloody hell.
I fucking knew it.
Any weapons tucked away?
Just a few.
I don't have my armor, so this will be fun. But I think I do have access to signs.
First ever barney with my prick hanging out. Ah!
Oh, son.
Keep it together, lads! Damn it!
You'll never learn.
Yeah, this has got enemy scaling. I gotta take it seriously.
God damn it! Keep it together, lads!
Good work, gents. Terribly sorry for that incident. My security failed. I'll get to the bottom of who, why, and how.
They were Whoreson scum. That's the bottom of who and how right there.
Don't start that again. Especially not in front of our guest.
Who pranced in right before they attacked. Coincidence? Why do I doubt it?
Let's give him a chance to explain.
Not gonna introduce me to your friends?
Good thing Happen's not here. He tanned the hide on my arse for being so rude. Francis Bedlam, you know, But then, who's not heard of this patron of the fine arts and supporter of entrepreneurs of limited initial means? And the dwarf's Carlo Veres, known also as Cleaver. Carlo's in entertainment, mostly.
I'm looking for Whoreson Jr.
Interesting. What do you want with him?
It's personal.
Geralt takes his privacy very seriously. Spying on him, having him followed, is a bloody nightmare.
Still, he was lots more trusting when he was looking for Marigold.
Gentlemen, you out of your fucking minds? A chat session? Whoreson's out to get us, and he'll succeed, eventually. We've got to kill him first. So by all means, you sit here, soak, fart, and watch the bubbles rise, while I send my boys to Whoreson's hidey holes. They'll make some noise, flush the bugger out. And you, geriatric, or whatever your ploughing name is, want to find Whoreson? Find me first.
I need to find Whoreson. Now it looks like I gotta get to him before Cleaver does.
Cleaver won't find him easy. Junior's good at hiding. He's got peasant smarts.
Look at the time. Good luck in your search, Witcher.
I'll call on you tomorrow, Francis. We'll finish our chat.
So how about we get dressed?
Sure. Then we'll talk. In private. Right mess that was. Never thought I'd be glad to see the man responsible for my taking frequent baths.
If you're any cleaner for it, gotta say it was worth breaking your ankle.
It healed poorly. Can you believe it? I must soak it in hot water at least 6 times a day now. Failing that, it bloody pounds like the bells of Beauclair at dawn.
Sorry to hear that.
You're sorry? Well, consider it resolved then. Now, mind showing some added compassion could mean a miraculous recovery to me.
Listen, Reuben. No, Dijkstra. Just not in the mood for your code names, passwords, and other bullshit. I'm here on specific business. If you want to listen, listen. If not, I'd rather you spared me your wit and threw me out now.
What's the harm? Talk.
You think Cleaver will find Whoreson?
He might not. But he'll burn down half the city trying. What waste. Leave him to it, I say. Work alone.
Any ideas?
Junior's got areas of the city where he's strong. Penetrate them, look around. But be discreet. None of this speed and fury and swinging your steel cock about.
Pretty clear you and Bedlam don't want a war with Junior. Why?
Let me tell you what I told King Vizimir time and time again. War doesn't solve any problems. It breeds trouble. Trouble you then have to solve by other means. Make no mistake, someone's behind Whoreson's actions. I'll not end him until I know who.
Your partner's aware of your past? They know you're Sigismund Dijkstra, former head of Redanian intelligence?
Cleaver, Bedlam and Junior. Well, I'd call them my partners if we'd built a mill to grind flour for the folk of nearby hamlets. But we just need to stay out of each other's ways, agree from time to time. That doesn't make us partners. Do they know who I am? Was. Bedlam, sure. The others most likely suspect. But we just don't talk about it. No need to.
Makes sense to ask around, I guess. Junior might be in hiding, but he's got to be collecting income. Couldn't afford to cut himself off.
Gambling. That's his big earner. Junior controls the largest casino in town. I'll never forget. Hierarch Hemmelfart raised all kinds of hallowed hell there once. Bugger bet and lost his ruby ring. Then there's the arena in the city's bowels. Betting scheme generates near as much as the casino. They're always looking for hired muscle there. Suppose you could always search Whoreson's house, though I doubt you'll find him there. Maybe some clue, though.
Where's Junior's casino?
Near the Temple Watch Towers. Whoreson's got naught to do with the casino officially, so careful what you say. Try not to arouse any suspicions.
Arena sounds promising. Where's that?
Sewers beneath Gildor, but you'll have to enter through the pits, endure the stench of poverty on the way. Now, Junio loves a good fight. Wager he'd give a lot to see a real Witcher in action.
Mentioned Whoreson's got a house. Where is it?
Solid townhouse on Temple Isle, just on the other side of the bridge. Wouldn't wager me knickers on finding him there. Junior's not that stupid.
See if I can't find Whoreson at the casino or the arena. Might talk to Cleaver as well, though.
Do what you will. Just be cautious. Whoreson's expecting payback, I've no doubt.
Thanks for your help, Dijkstra.
Just go, Witcher. And if you can't find the slimy bastard, come and see me. I know him well. Might figure something out.
From Master Spy to Master Criminal. Interesting progression.
Why? Truth be told, they're awfully similar. Both about maintaining a net of informers, being tough in negotiations, bribing officials, the occasional assassination. Same old shit.
Yeah, except you used to do that in the name of some ideal. And now?
Now I've decided I've slaved enough for ideals. It's time I work for myself. And thus far, it's been going rather well.
You in contact with Radovid?
See, you're as witty as ever. No, I'm not in contact with him. I'd prefer it remained that way.
Never quite forgave you for conspiring with Philippa Eilhart?
Radovid doesn't forgive. Not anything. Not anyone. And especially not the sorceress of the lodge.
Philippa Eilhart. Had any news?
Just good.
Meaning?
After Radovid popped her eyes out, she disappeared without a trace. If I've any luck, she's finally eating dirt.
Thought you two were close.
We were, until Philippa sent assassins after me.
Let's play a game of Gwent.
Ever play Gwent?
I do. Gwent's like politics, just more honest. Care for a game against an old master?
Yeah, let's play.
And I'm gonna continue playing with Scoia'tael. Okay. Ooh, Velen Tretmirth. Scorches could be very helpful. Okay, I definitely improved my position a bit. I don't have that much. I did not get a single... I can rev that and draw some cards. Oh boy. I'm gonna get rid of my melee stuff this round. Okay, I've had enough. I've had enough. He's up 4 cards. He's gonna be up 3 cards. He's definitely gonna play aggressive. I had to do it this way so I could thin my deck a little bit. I did not get a medic. I really needed a medic. I had a lot of medics, I just didn't get any. I can save Vela Tretmirth, maybe? I really don't know what to do here. Does he have a clear weather? Oh, yeah. Let's just get this out of the way. He has clear weather ability. I should have gotten rid of my Biting Frost. Oh, that's interesting. I mean, if you want to do that. I think at some point he's gonna clear weather. He's 5 cards up. I didn't get my healers. Let's try that again. I got really bad luck, because he got...
Know what? You should really stick to killing monsters.
That was really bad luck.
I do. What do you want?
Let's try that again.
Yeah, let's play.
I had like 4 other healers and I just didn't draw them. I need the healers so I can pull up his spies. I also stupidly kept my Biting Frost. And Scorch is good. I also didn't get any decoys. That was bad. I like it. This is fine. Plenty of healers this time. He's acting smart. Now I'm gonna scorch him to death. I'm gonna scorch you again. Now you're blowing through a lot of cards. You did not have Scorch. You have a useless leader ability. Yeah. You're down to 2 cards. That's okay. What's your final card? Is it Scorch? Oh, I schooled him. Okay, he had a bad draw. And I had a really good draw.
Not bad. See you don't have Estrad Tyson in your deck. Here, he's yours.
Thanks. Know anyone else I could win some cards off of?
I know an elf you might try. Got an excellent card in his deck. You'll find him beyond the city walls, where the Scoia'tael stragglers have their shanty town.
Gwent, big city players. Okay. And we got a card. Oh. Estrad Thiessen? I don't think I need him. Like all Thiessen men, he was tall, powerfully built, and criminally handsome.
Got a minute?
I do. What do you want?
Listen, Dandelion's missing. Any idea what might have happened to him?
Same thing that happens to anyone who steps on Junior's toes.
Meaning?
He's surrounded by splendid virgins who ply him with sparkling wine and pastries stuffed with nightingales' tongues. Come, Geralt, what do you think's happened to him? I reckon he's at the bottom of the Pontar, trussed up with the strings of his old mandolin.
Loot.
As far as I'm concerned, he might as well be rotting down there with a goddamn trombone.
You wouldn't happen to have a bone to pick with Dandelion, would you?
Of course I do.
You serious?
Dead serious. Dandelion published a sonnet recently. Second stanza, the shit uses paired couplets instead of an inserted rhyme. Surely you understand how deeply a poetry lover in me was. The bastard shan't get away with it.
I was being serious.
As am I when I say I have exactly no time to worry about your gigolo boyfriend. Got me own problems. Problems you might be able to help me with. And if you did, why then I might be inclined to ask after Dandelion, establish what happened to him.
I'll get paid on top of that, right?
Nothing for free, eh? Did you bargain this hard when Emma wanted to hire you?
Who told you?
What do you mean, who? Emma did.
Ha.
I could never reveal my sources to you or anyone else. It would be fucking unprofessional. But we've chatted enough. Yeah, I'll pay you. Count on it. So, can I count on you?
Maybe I can help. What do you need?
I'd rather show than tell. Picture's worth 1,000 words and all that tripe. Ah, and you do realise, if you say anything about what you see here to anyone, it'll mean a razor between your ribs.
Figured as much.
Excellent. One last request. Oh, let's call it what it is. A command. Don't draw your sword unless I ask you to. Be so kind as to follow me.
Okay, quest. Fear gripped the Witcher's heart as he knocked on the bathhouse doors. He knew that shortly before I disappeared without a trace, I'd been planning to rob Siggy Reuven, one of the most powerful and dangerous men in the north. He He would have to inquire about my fate without arousing any suspicions, which was a tall order indeed, for while Geralt may be an excellent witcher, he is one lousy actor. Yeah. I'm gonna leave this here for now. Actually, before I forget, let me... loot. And until next time, Richard out.